Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Excuse me. Excuse me some more. Sorry if you have headphones or earbuds in. It's still a cough, cough, cough type of day. Excuse me. Okay, cards are almost ready and we're going to start. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is excitement is building, dreams are coming true. Ooh. Dreams are coming true. Hopefully. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel, travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them wanna be used by you. Some of them wanna abuse you. Right. Oh, no, that's wrong. Some of them want to be abused. Hold your head up, moving on. Okay, we're ready. We're ready. Here goes, guys. Excitement is building. Scusami. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, what am I being told here? Okay, there's something being kept secret. Excitement is building, dreams are coming true. And I think maybe there's a potentiality we're going to be told some details, but we're not going to be told everything. And I think it's important for us to allow some things to be a surprise. A surprise. Yes. Be careful. I think for some, we are at some degree of risk of getting upside down in our mindset just because we're not being told or shown in advance what it is that soul is trying to give us. Ethos in reverse, right? I feel like you kind of just got to keep on pushing, keep on trucking, just keep going, just keep going. Don't allow yourself to get too caught up in the minute details. Oops. I'm sorry. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in the minute details and trying to know all the details in advance before you allow yourself to move forward in your path. I think that's something that many of us struggle with. I know I do sometimes, more in the past than now, but Kirby as well. But it's a thing that I've experienced too many times where I refuse to comply with what soul is trying to protect me from, what soul is trying to gift to me, opportunities, all kind of different things. If I don't know all the details in advance, what I used to do was kind of like, oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. And not comply. Uh, that's going to be cleared out. That type of mindset, that type of behavior, it's being prepared to be cleared out. So you're either going to consciously choose to release some of this stuff and allow yourself to just kind of feel the excitement continue to build, or you're going to fight that process the way you fight everything. Excuse me. She's a fighter, baby. She likes to fight it. If you're gonna fight it, I mean, soul is only gonna take so much, right? Um, I feel like it's more important for you to pick and choose your battles, right? Pick and choose those battles. For some of us, picking and choosing battles, it's like we need to remind ourselves we can't choose every single battle. We can't. We shouldn't, because that wastes so much of your energy. There are some things that do need to be addressed, some things that you need to fight for, but really it's not everything. It's not everything. Okay? Remember what it is that you've actually tasked yourself to accomplish. What is your dream? What is it that you've always wanted? Um okay. Okay. So, here's the thing. I'm going to share this with you guys. Um I had posted like a joke video with my little violin. It was totally a joke, right? And someone commented, "My heartful advice is to focus on the things you want to increase. It's not easy, and I'm working on it myself." Except, who are you talking to? Who are you giving this advice to? So I commented, "To whom are you providing this heartfelt advice? I'm wondering if I'm not seeing a comment requesting advice that you are responding to." And, as someone who has really gone out of my way to ignore a lot of the things, a lot of the really ugly things that I've been through over the years, um, I'm entering into a space and completely embodying that space of consciously choosing when to use my voice, how to use my voice, how loudly or softly to speak when I use that voice. That's the part of the lesson I'm in, the part of the learning myself that I am in. And so I decided to address that. And the person says, "To you." And I'm sorry if maybe I'm projecting a bit because I'm going through my own judgment wound healing. But I was trying to say to F the haters. Um, and that right there, I don't need to respond to that because they're recognizing, right? They're recognizing where they're at in their own process. Um, and I can't hold it against someone for being in a part of their process that they are processing out loud externally. I don't need to be upset, but I do need to speak up when it's time to speak up and know when continuing and fighting is unnecessary. It's unnecessary, right? You don't have to show up to every single battle that you are invited to. And I don't believe this person is inviting me to argue or anything like that online. Um, but that saying of not accepting every invitation to every single battle you're invited to really comes to mind. You don't have to fight your soul for every single part of your journey. You just don't. Sometimes you need to just allow yourself to be excited about not knowing what's happening because it's a surprise. And beautiful things are going to unfold. Amazing things are going to happen for you. And you're not allowed to know in advance what those things are and when they will happen, right? It's okay. It's okay. Some of the most beautiful things that have happened in my life, I did not know were going to happen in advance. I was not given the details in advance. Case in point, I have quite a few kids. Quite a few kids. Not a single one of them were planned pregnancies. Some of the most amazing, beautiful, beautiful surprises I've ever received in my life, right? I think we need to remember that we get in our own way because of our fear of what if we can't handle what's coming next? What if we're not enough? What if we can't do it? But also, What if this event, this experience, this surprise is the very thing that's going to show you beyond the shadow of any of your doubts that you actually can handle everything your life brings your way. And in that realization that you can handle it and you can do more than handle it, you can enter into a space of thriving rather than merely surviving. Man, that's when the doors swing wide open for your dreams to actually come true. I feel it. I claim it. I claim it. I feel a massive shift in myself and quite a few members of our community, a shifting within our own spaces that's allowing for more space to be created in order for more goodness to arrive, to be integrated into our lives. That's powerful. That's powerful. And that is definitely something that we should all really sit down for a moment and consciously choose for ourselves. It's like, do you just want what you have right now? And people are going to say like, "Oh my gosh, you can't just keep wanting and never be satisfied." I'm not talking about wanting and never being satisfied. I'm talking about, are you willing to settle and never know the part of you that exists after this? After this part where you are afraid to take the next step, you are afraid to see the goodness that's coming, because why? Because your pattern is you feel the goodness coming and then it never arrives. Well, let's explore that. Why doesn't it arrive? Well, because nothing good's ever allowed to happen to me. I beg to differ. We crossed paths, didn't we? You're here, aren't you? Is that not a goodness in your life? Gaining clarity, joining community, being encouraged and empowered to regain some sovereignty, autonomy. To me, that's a goodness. Your presence in my life is goodness. So, really, let's explore that. How come that's your pattern? Because that used to be my pattern. I can share with you that when I explored that, the reasoning that good things weren't happening was right before the good thing would actually come to full fruition. I would I would retract my energy. I would pull back from it because it's like, what if I'm wrong though? If I'm wrong, then I'm gonna feel stupid for, so I just like, whatever. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's like, whatever. It's no biggie. Yikes. I was doing it to myself. That last little bit that needed to happen, I refused to participate. I refused to allow. That's the equivalent of running a marathon. Marathons are like what, 26 miles or something like that? It's a lot of miles. A lot of miles. It's like running that marathon and then, you know, the last, I don't know, quarter mile. That's not that far. You've already gone 20 something miles. The last quarter mile, you're like, it's just gone on for too long. I'm done. I quit. I quit. I quit. I'm tired. I'm over this. Nothing ever happens for me. And because you're actually in full control of your life, including the moments where you give your power away and allow other people to dictate to you how to feel, how to live, how to exist. Yeah. Um, no one can be like, no, you keep running, keep going. It's only a quarter mile. Like you have to finish. No one can do that. That's something you have to decide. When I go work out, when things start to burn, I get super excited. Just like super excited. And people are probably like, you're crazy. No, I'm driven. I'm driven. for some reason, and I'm not quite sure how I went about programming my mind to perceive life in this way. I just know that at some point in my life, I made a decision to see life in this way. And the program goes like this. I recognize that every time things get difficult and things get the most painful and the most intense, and I feel like I can't take it anymore, that's indicative of the fact that I'm right there at the end zone. And I just got to push through that. And as soon as I get through that toilet paper barrier, do you see how like easy toilet paper breaks? Yeah, it's a toilet paper barrier. I get through to the other side, and damn, it feels good. It feels good. It feels real good. Are you going to let yourself experience that euphoria that comes after you've pushed yourself and gotten through that toilet paper barrier? You're going to allow that? Because you have the authority to decide that for yourself. You do. You do. And if you choose to enter into a circumstance with a preconceived notion of how everything is supposed to play out, whether it's a positive or a negative thing, that's probably what's going to end up happening. That's probably what's going to end up happening. So I went to the gym for the first time in the past week this morning. And I totally was like, oh no, uh, I might mess myself up. Right. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go really, really light. And I'm not gonna do much. I'm only gonna do half of the stuff that I have planned. And then if I have to quit, I'm gonna quit. That was my pep talk this morning. That was my pep talk in a hushed whisper to myself. And then I usually take all my vitamins and supplements and stuff on the way to the gym. And I drink my pre-workout to wash my vitamins down. And I did that. I haven't had creatine in over a week. And my body is very sensitive to anything I introduce to it. And so within 5 minutes or so of drinking the creatine, I was like, I want to do shit. Yeah, I was very intense. I was breathing all hard. My heart was pounding. I had hot flashes. I was just like, I'm fucking ready. I'm ready. and I pushed myself to the point that I felt was safe. Right. And when I began to notice a little bit of a wheezing in my lungs, okay, ease up, girlfriend. Ease up, ease up. I did most, not all. And I did not go lighter. I pushed. I pushed. Because I deserve to preserve what I've already worked so fucking hard for. And that was the logic. That soft whisper that I had this morning with my little pep talk, that was gone. That was gone. And it was replaced with actual encouragement and empowerment from deep within myself. Feeling my muscle begin to fatigue. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to keep it? You worked for it. You earned it. You giving it away? Fuck that. Just three more. We can do it. We can do it. And we did it. And we did it. And every time I found myself like, no, I don't want to do anymore. You don't want it? You don't want to keep what you work so hard for? What you don't use, you will lose. How bad do you want to keep it? How far back do you want to be pushed? Because that's what's going to determine how much you have to do on top of what you need to do, because you need to recover, recoup what you lose in this moment. How much are you willing to lose, girlfriend? And it was like, nothing. Nothing. I worked for that. Yeah. Yep. Yes. You can have that mindset for everything in your life. Everything in your life. You have to know yourself, though. You have to know how your mind functions and how you are the very block that prevents your dreams from coming to fruition. So, in that analogy, I know my body. If I don't eat enough and if I don't push enough, my body will cannibalize my muscle tissue. I'm sorry. Fuck that shit. I work real fucking hard to pack that on. Bitch, we not giving nothing away. You might be able to take a little bit, erode a little bit, but I'm not giving you permission to take away every fucking thing I work so hard to get. No. No fear, no illness. You can't take from me what I've already earned. I'll let you shrink it a little bit, but you will not take it away completely. And maybe that's the kind of excitement you need to have as you enter into this period where some things will be eroded: friendships, connections, opportunities, work stuff, whatever it is, whatever needs to be eroded slightly or maybe completely. That erosion, it's necessary. Why? Well, first and foremost, it creates space for the new things, the new blessings, the greater things that are more worthy of you at this point in your life, right? And then, secondly, the awareness of loss can be used as the impetus for the drive to earn even more. It's an amazing thing that happens when you become aware that you are totality experiencing a duality. Loss and gain, that's a duality. They're at opposing ends of a spectrum, a singular spectrum. The only difference between a loss and a gain is its positioning on that polarized plane. That's the only difference. When is a loss turned into a gain? Well, I mean, you slide it across the board, and at some point, you begin to perceive it as a gain, right? So, how does that play out, Emmy? Well, okay, let's make the analogy of working out. Okay, I was a specific dimension. Okay, my physique was a specific shape, and my clothes start to fit differently because I'm really working out and really focusing on macros and all the things that are necessary, supplementation, everything. My shape is changing. I'm losing adipose, but I'm gaining muscle. Guess what? I completely changed my physique, but it's a minimal change on that scale. I'm recomping. What does that mean? It's a recomposition where you are converting fat into protein, into muscle tissue. At what point do you realize that's happening? I don't know. How closely do you pay attention to yourself? How intimately do you know yourself and your process? Do you even look at yourself? Do you even look at what you've accomplished, the processes you've been through, the things you've survived? Do you take a good hard look, an honest look, not to criticize yourself, not to find reasons to attack yourself, but a good honest look at how you have lived, what you have allowed, what you have disallowed, and how that has affected your journey, how that has affected your abundance in all of its forms, how that has made you feel? Have you taken a good hard look? Because you need to know yourself. You need to know yourself so that you can stand tall. Stand on that business. And when someone comes around to try and challenge your perception of yourself just because they don't understand themselves and they need you, someone they view as some type of powerful, um, to mirror them so that they can validate themselves. When they come along and they speak these words that are intended to destabilize you and force your agreement via shame or guilt, you can be like, no, fuck that. You fucking kidding me? Fuck that. It's taken me a long time to get to that point. Like, no, I'm not shook. You sound stupid. I'm not shook at all. Right? Matter of fact, last night I was live on TikTok. And I don't know. Someone came on the live. I'm assuming they have no clue of my demeanor. I'm a high sodium demeanor. And they decided to comment, spirituality can't be sold. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about I teach classes. And that was their comment, spirituality can't be sold. Who said I'm selling spirituality? Spirituality can't even be taught. It's strictly lived. And so I spoke up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you will not impress upon me your own insecurities. You will not convince me to live in squalor and poverty to prove that I'm a good person. You will not diminish the value of what I offer. You will not cause me to have a skewed perception of the fair pricing of such profound services that I offer, things that no one else can do in this world. No one else is offering, and they will not be offering for maybe 15, 20 years. No, absolutely not. And I worked hard to get to the point where I'm at. And the point I'm at is a point where I understand the value of what I offer. I understand the value of my existence, and no one will have me questioning myself. Because I know I still have room to grow and I will continue to grow. And you will not cause any other blockages to erupt from deep within myself to hinder or completely break down my process. Abso-fucking-lutely not. No. I will not comply. I will not agree. I will not be peaceful in my words. Absolutely not. I know for a fact my dreams are going to come true. Why? Because I will no longer allow anything to get in the way. Do I need to know how that dream will come true? No. Soul will guide me step by step. And as I receive instruction, I will accept the instruction and put action behind that instruction. And I will fully commit to every single process, every single step. Michael tells me to remind you guys, walking is nothing but a series of controlled falls. Are you aware of that? I've shared that before. When you walk, when you take a step forward, what you're actually doing is allowing yourself to initiate the process of falling forward, but you use your other leg to stop you from completely falling. And as you stand back up and you lean forward again, you then are at risk of falling forward again until you put your other leg in front of you to stand you back up. And you do that one after the other. One almost fall, almost failure after the other, one after the other after the other. And if you're in a space within your life where it's like, fuck, it's one thing after another. My God, I don't even get a break in between. Oh, baby, you're sprinting. Yeah. Or jogging, speed walking. Really, it doesn't matter as long as you see it's forward momentum. You're being brought closer and closer and closer to the point of realization that your dreams are actually actively in the process of being brought to fruition. My dream is to provide something profound for so many people across the world, not to save them. And I'm not interested in saving people, but to help them remember how much they are worth and what they deserve, and that we can do this with each other and for each other. And this is how we change the world. This is how we take our power back. There is no need for war. There is no need for fighting. There is no need for one person, one group, one region to be right. There's no need for any of that. That there's validity within everyone. That's my dream. That's one of my dreams. It'll come true. Why? Because my soul will make sure it does. I've been promised to be given everything that I want. And that's something I really want. I really want that. I feel pressure in my head and my ears, like coding and an acceleration of standing scalar wave repatterning. Something's being reprogrammed. Do you guys feel that? Something is being shifted and reprogrammed for our benefit. And when I say our, I don't mean just our community, I mean all sentient beings. All sentient beings who have consistently been in a state of chronic oppression. Hmm. Yeah. The sensation is traveling deeper into the cranial space. I am told corpus callosum. Okay, what about it? Um, oh, it's the primary commissurial region of the brain consisting of white matter tracts that connect the left and right cerebral hemispheres. So you're basically being put in center. Um, serves as a conduit allowing information to transmit from one side of the brain to the other, and also from one side of the veil to the other. Um, it's hypothesized to play a major role in movement control, cognitive functions such as memory and learning and vision. Okay. So the message is that you're in control of the way you move through this period of your life. Your memory and your learning are important factors. They are things that need your focus. You need to learn and remember what you've learned and allow past memories from earlier life, previous life, whatever it is, to aid in the process of learning and vision, allowing yourself to see life as a totality centered in your truth and your power. Someone's like, "You got all that from corpus callosum?" Bitch, I told you my brain don't work like other people. You just give me one word. And my brain is like, okay, I see the whole picture. ah, so corpus callosum is basically like mm, near the center of the brain. It's near the center. Okay. So, is there another component to this message? Corpus callosum is Latin for tough body. Okay. Um, it's a neural highway. Let's see. How does it affect behavior? It coordinates physical movement, high level cognitive functions such as language processing and memory consolidation. Language processing. For some of you, you're going to begin to be able to translate internally what all of these clicks, beeps, high pitches, and Morse code type pulsations of frequency you're receiving. Your personalized soul codex is going to turn on. Ooh, that's always fun. That's always fun. That is always very, very fun because that's when you can begin really communicating with your higher self. Um, hmm. Maybe I'll go on TikTok after this live stream and record a video of supporting the activation of your etheric corpus callosum function. Um, someone remind me though. Someone remind me all of the stuff that I just said. 38, minute 38. So probably minute 36. Remind me. Timestamp it for me. Minute 36, I need to go back so I can remember all these things that I'm going to do to support corpus callosum function in support of your organic ascension mechanics. So, intensification is not going to intensify, it's going to become um, much more tolerable, this process that you're in. Um, so, as you begin to acclimate to all of these different things that happen to you, what ends up happening is you, instead of feeling anxiety, you then begin to feel that energy as excitement. What's the difference between excitement and anxiety? Because you feel them both in the same place. Yeah. You feel excitement and anxiety in the same general locations on your body. It's the same experience. Perception. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you, Lindsay. It's the way you perceive the emotion, the sensations, the experience. When you are filtering, perceiving from a negative space, you see it as anxiety. When you are using the filters of neutrality and positive potential, you then are like, "Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Ooh, good stuff. Good stuff." You know what I'm saying? So, I think for some of you, you've been grounded for far too long. You've become root bound. It's time for you to allow your aerial roots to uplift, uplift. You know, some plants, they don't just have roots that go in the soil, they have what's called aerial roots. And those aerial roots help them to anchor on to other structures, nearby structures, in order to grow higher and higher and larger and larger. When you provide for those aerial roots, to say you have some type of pothos or, what else? Ivy type things, monsteras, things like that. they have aerial roots. And if you provide a moss pole, which the aerial roots can anchor in and stay moist, um, that's additional moisture that the plant can have without rotting the roots. And guess what happens to the plants? The leaves get huge, huge, just huge leaves. Yes, yes. So let yourself grow aerial roots. Not only does it help you to become solidified and feel stabilized, it gives you the potentiality to really thrive. I had this one pothos who, um, like, it was the leaves were tiny, tiny like this, and I'm like, "Why are you so scrawny? I keep feeding you, and you just keep growing longer. You're just so scrawny." And then one day, it was just one long vine. One day, I went ahead and I wrapped it kind of around itself a little bit, and I saw nodes towards the bottom, and so I covered that with soil, and I was like, "Bitch, go stay in there. You're too scrawny." I talk to my plants crazy. And then, after maybe 2 weeks or so, I saw the node become a root, and I was like, "Oh." So I covered it with more soil, and just the part. And then next thing you know, I'm like, "Holy shit, why are your leaves huge?" Because it thinks it's climbing. Let yourself be stabilized where you're at. You're in the process of climbing, you gorgeous little plant. You're in the process of climbing, so climb, climb. And if in your climbing you want to kind of withdraw into yourself a little bit, incubation. Allow yourself to incubate, right? Allow yourself to kind of just percolate in your thoughts for a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. The people who love you and respect your needs, who honor your needs, um, they know that when you're done with your process, you'll emerge and you'll be fine, and your relationship, your connection is fine. You know, it's the unhealthy connections, the demanding connections that don't care about your needs, that will be negatively impacted. And, maybe that's a gift, because then they can just go away. They can go away, and you'll have more space for the people who celebrate how and who you are. Never be afraid to lose something that's not meant for you. Never be afraid to lose something that is not meant for you. Frequency is going to uptick. It's going to get much higher. I'm not doing anything, just so you guys know. I'm just vocalizing what I'm picking up on. The Hawk Prince spirit communication, paying attention, it's in reverse. You're not paying attention. But just because you're not paying attention doesn't mean spirit is no longer communicating with you. It's going to continue to. And when you are ready, all of the information that you've kind of just been sending to voicemail, you'll listen to all of it. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. The River Queen, flow, letting go, natural movement. This is what you're being encouraged to do. You know, just flow. Stop holding on to things. Natural movement, allowing yourself to shift and grow and move and all of these beautiful, beautiful things. Optimism and aggression. Careful of being too optimistic and also being too aggressive. A nice centeredness is what's necessary right now. It's okay if you have an acute bout of optimism and an acute bout of aggression. Just don't allow it to be unnecessarily prolonged, because you're expending a lot of energy going as far off of center as you're going with that emotion, positive and negative. It still pulls you away from your centeredness. And however far you are pulled from your centeredness is what's going to determine the rate at which your reserve fuel will be burned. You need that fuel for rise, for lift, not just side to side movement. Okay. Survival, false promises. Ooh, somebody's promising you some caca. Mhm. Mhm. Y'all, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to be careful. You're hearing and resonating with everything that is happening. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I like it. But then this part, this part is telling me that you think it means I'm talking about someone specific and you're about to put your complete trust in this person. You kind of been wavering a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of like, I don't know. They seem nice, but the offer just seems too good to be true, but they seem nice. You know, they're giving you a false promise. Be careful with that. Ooh, confirmation. The word Lord, communication, praise, and dishonesty. Ooh, shady ass motherfucker. I don't know who needs to hear this. There has been someone planted in your life who you have allowed to be in your life for some length of time, and you haven't been able to really connect and bond with them on a deep level, and you've been wondering why, and you've been blaming yourself like, "Oh my god, I have issues," or whatever caca you're telling yourself about yourself. No, you're being protected, boo. You're about to commit to something that you should not be committing to, give access to someone that should not have access, and they are straight up being dishonest with you. They are a smooth talker. They are convincing you of this and that. They're no, 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 no. I told you guys before how some hoity-toity restaurant in like New York area randomly reached out to me and gave me a ridiculously generous offer of completely financing and spearheading the national launch of my confectionery company. And I turned it down. Why? They seem very nice. Something felt off. Something felt very off. They seem very nice. It was such a generous offer. Something felt off. Why are you going to offer me all of that? What are you going to get out of it? You're telling me how you can benefit me, but you're not telling me at what expense will that be to me and my company. Are you needing part ownership? Are you like what is this? We didn't get a chance to talk about it cuz I stopped communicating. And when I stopped communicating, then Soul showed me I'm very good at self-abnegation and effacing. I don't do it as much now. I still do it, but not as much now. Before, I did it tremendously. It was very, very common for people to um, misjudge me. They would take me as someone passive when I'm not. I would let them think that. Yeah. I would let them think that I'm not as aware as I am. And that's what this person thought. Because that was a time when I still spoke softly, very softly, in a higher pitch. And you know what Soul showed me? Soul showed me that I avoided being swindled out of my own company because they figured I wouldn't have a lawyer look over contracts, and what they were going to do, according to Soul, was launch, use me as the face for a little bit because it had a story. The brand had a story to it. And then they would phase me out and take everything. You see, they made the mistake of already admitting to me right at the start that this general manager had acquired my truffles and took the truffles back to his chef. Yeah, his chef is a chocolatier, a professional chocolatier, a chocolatier that operates at the level where he teaches all the major professionals in that field once a year in Belgium. And they were trying to recreate my truffle, but they couldn't. And that's why they reached out to me. They thought I wasn't paying attention when he shared that. I was like, oh, are you admitting you tried to steal my product? You'll never recreate the taste of the experience. Mm, mm. Oh no, hold on. Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay. I saw a notification like, no, bitch. That's not how that fucking shit work. And then I saw a following text like, okay, let me mind my own business, stay my own lane. Yeah, no, I saw that. I heard that, and that set off alarms like, oh, oh, oh. You'll never recreate anything I make. Why? Because it's charged with my energy, intention, and love. You will never recreate the experience I can provide someone else. It's been years since I shut that company down just because I didn't feel the passion to do it anymore. I still have clients. Once a year, they'll reach out to me. Are you going to make truffles this year? No, boo, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. And those are clients who wait years on end for me to finally have this space of like, you know what? I'm going to make some truffles. I'm going to make some truffles. All right, guys. It's only going to be for a week. Order truffles right now. There's only going to be for a week. And then I'm not going to be doing it again for quite some time. Hmm. Oh, and they'll order several $100s worth of truffles. And I'm like, what are you going to do with all this chocolate? I'm going to freeze it and eat it sparingly until you offer truffles again. Oh my God, I feel so bad. But yeah, don't think you're going to miss out on something. And that's why you're going to agree to it and you don't know why you're hesitating, but you're forcing yourself to agree. Someone is offering you some fucked up lie that's rolled in honey and sugar. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. No, no. No, no. Don't allow it. Or you can allow it, but just know survival, false promises, communication, praise, and dishonesty. They're communicating in a way that's full of praise, full of compliments, full of, sweet words, but they're really being dishonest. They're doing some shady shit behind your back. The best way to address this, cut them loose. Don't even bother cutting them. Just cut them loose. Don't get all their nasty ass tainted blood on you. Cut them loose. Just cut them loose. Okay. This is going to be something that's going to be expressed in your day to day human life. This is not an energetic parasite. This is a person. For those that this is applying to, this is a person. So you have to be very, very honest with yourself about who this is. I think for some of us, this might be someone that maybe you've trusted for quite some time. Um, just, it's hard to let go of things. I understand. I understand because you have the type of loyalty where you would hurt and bleed for the people you love without ever even being asked to. That's not necessarily a bad thing, so long as the person you have that depth of loyalty to is worth it, is worthy of it. I had to learn the hard way. Not everyone that I allowed myself to love in the past was worthy of that type of gift. And the longer I allowed myself to believe that, no, 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 if I love them enough, they'll choose to be worthy of what I'm giving them so freely. The longer I did that, the more it hurt when it was time to actually cut them out. Thank God I have Capricorn heavy in my chart, especially in my moon and Venus. I'm so thankful for that. Because one specific circumstance, this person that I had loved deeply, despite seeing over the years their actual character that they hid very well. But I mean, really, you can't really hide things from someone like me. I won't speak on it, but I see. I see when you lose character for a moment or two and show me the truth of who you are. I see it. And despite seeing all of that, I would have stayed loyal. You know, so many years of really going out of my way to be an amazing friend, amazing, amazing friend, very generous, very understanding, very giving, just anything and everything I could think to do to ease any type of struggles that they have, even without being asked, I would quickly do. And in the end, when they decided it was time to walk away, which I respect that, but the manner in which they chose to walk away, and I'll be transparent. What I mean specifically is the communications of, I'm a horrible friend and I'm taking advantage. Really? I took advantage of you by trying to find an excuse to support you financially without you asking me to, just because I saw you struggle? Gifting you with so many things that I don't even fucking know what I gifted you because I don't keep track of that kind of shit. Never asking for anything in return, not expecting anything. I'm a user because I asked a question. I asked a question that brought to light something you didn't want me to acknowledge. And it was a simple question. It was not loaded. It was a simple, direct question. You received a type of loyalty you were never worthy of. And you have the fucking audacity to accuse me of being a user? Wow. Fuck you, bitch. I will never give a shit ever again for the rest of my life what happens to you. Man, that cut deep for a second until I remembered I self-heal instantly. Thank God for that Capricorn in my chart. The moment I read that, all feelings turned off. I don't give a fuck what you say. I know the kind of friendship I offer. Never any strings attached. Always extremely generous because that's how I love. You will never, ever again find a friend like me. And that's your punishment. Experiencing an unconditional, wholehearted love for years and looking for that in other people and never finding it again for your entire life. That's what you get. Is that something I created? No. I simply agreed. That's what you get. That's what you wanted. That's what you get. Let it go. And I know what was expected. It was this assumption. Just give Emmy some time. Give her a week. Let her calm down because she's wilding out right now. She's mad that I finally put her in her place. No, the fuck you didn't, bitch. You just gave me that last little push I needed to be like, okay, let me be fucking honest with myself. You're a shitty friend. You fake shit all the time. I'm not going to play along anymore. Thank you for liberating me. Yeah. And the assumption after a week, she's going to calm down and she's going to realize she needs me. No, the fuck I don't. Life continued on with no blips. But see, here's the gift in that. I realized that even as I allowed myself to establish a depth of friendship, I still always have protected myself. I can't do that. The last couple people that are left in my life, I won't do that with them. I won't wait for another shoe to drop. I won't hold back in the way I trust them. I won't give more than what they could ever give me so that when they leave, I'll be like, no loss to me. I gave you more than you gave me, anyways. They won't get the part of me that's nothing but a living coping mechanism. They will get all of me, the real me. Mm. Michael, I just said something profound that's causing a lot of emotion. He says, the greatest gift I've ever been able to give another person is to love them at such a depth and such a trust that I know their absence would absolutely wreck me. And I still continue to love them fearlessly anyway. Mm, that's true. That is absolutely true. Mm. Because I know this last little grouping of people who are all the way deep into the heart of me. That's where they live. Um, oh yeah, if any of them chose to walk a different path and no longer be with me, I would absolutely be wrecked. Yeah. Yeah. But I would also never beg them to stay or force them to explain their need. I would respect that. And I would always just think of them. And every time I think of them, I send out this little hope and prayer that they are so happy and life is going beautifully, even in my absence, that they are achieving everything they could have ever wanted. And I could be happy from a distance, knowing they're happy without me. That's just how I love people. And I think because I'm willing to love these few people in that way, it's absolutely created a pathway for me to realize my dream of having um, a profound friendship, a life lasting friendship. Uh, that's how that came true. That's how that came true. I told one of my besties, or maybe it was both of them, It was like this thing of, if you get breached and you get possessed, I'm fucking fighting. I'm not walking away from your ass. I'm fucking fighting. That's gonna be a whole fucking war. And then they're like, I'm not just letting you go. I'm gonna cling to your ass. I'm gonna fucking fight all the demons, you know? And yeah, no, it's definitely the path that you're most afraid of that causes you to view the excitement that's building as anxiety. And because you're misinterpreting the excitement for anxiety, you're blocking the pathway that leads to the fruition of your dreams. It was a scary thing. It was a scary thing, a scary situation that had to happen for me to really open my eyes to the true gravity of what my friends are to me. It took a moment of severe triggering of abandonment issues, rejection issues, self-loathing issues, to open myself to the conversation, the two conversations that I needed the most. Because in those two conversations, I was prepared to lose the two most important people in my life. I mean, outside of my family, of course. Yeah. And it was one sentence from each conversation that really opened my eyes to, okay, you know what? I can't live like this. I can't live like this waiting for them to be the next one to walk away. Right? That they don't have plans to walk away. And I can't live like that anymore. And in that realization, I opened myself to receiving the coming to fruition of my dream of having this type of friendship. If you allow yourself to really begin to realize that the circumstances in your life are bringing your attention and awareness to the ways in which you block your dreams, you block your abundance, you then open yourself to a very powerful positioning. And what is that? You are now properly positioning yourself to remove the obstacles. So at the gym earlier, remember my coach? My coach said I needed to work on hamstrings every single workout. And so I was doing deadlifting and I really didn't want to. So I kind of just grabbed the bar. I didn't set myself up first. And then I was like, bitch, you gonna hurt yourself. Let that go. So I put the bar back down. I barely lifted it like an inch. And I was like, are you gonna hurt yourself? I put the bar back down. And then I took a minute, not a few seconds. I took a whole minute to properly position my feet, properly align my spine with my hips, with my shoulders, engage the appropriate muscles, ensure my muscle connection with my lats. Squeeze the fucking lemons. Squeeze the lemons. And then I began deadlifting. Couldn't you just have picked it up? Yeah, but at the weight I was picking up, I would have hurt myself. When you take a moment to align yourself, properly position yourself, what you can pick up without positioning yourself, what, maybe like, I don't know, 50 pounds. You can pick that up without positioning yourself. Just fucking keep your core tight. You won't hurt yourself. It's not that heavy. But if you position yourself, that 50 pounds that you thought you could max out at, that's the max. Try 205. Stop diminishing your potential just because you don't want to take the time to properly position yourself. Newsflash, your life and your soul is already using your life circumstance to position you perfectly. Perfect alignment for all your dreams to come true. All you have to do is stop having the fear of falling on your face, because guess what? Just put your other leg forward and you'll have taken a step rather than fall. And that's how you begin walking towards your dreams. Walking will still get you to where you need to go. You're scared of going too fast. Walking's fine. You driven? Okay, walk faster. You're really driven? Okay, start fucking jogging. Okay? Jogging. You really, really driven? You had some pre-workout? Sprint that bitch. It's up to you. It's up to you. You're in full control here. But stop diminishing, shrinking the potential of what you can carry just because you don't want to properly position yourself. You're in such a rush to lift a weight, which is only a component of what your true potential is. Now, if I really, really, really was driven today, which I was in the beginning, not towards the end, what I really would have done before I took the minute to position myself was put on my damn weightlifting belt, because then I could have pushed that to 275, 300. But I was like, what am I trying to prove? I'm about to have an asthma attack if I push like that. So no, we good. 205. That's fine. That's good. That pushes. It pushes. Okay. That's all we need to do. It's fine. Give ourselves a little time to recover a little more, right? And that's how you need to gauge how much drive, how much you're going to push yourself. What can you handle? Take it 3 steps past that. It's fair. It's reasonable. 3 steps past that. The first step shows you that the limit you thought was your cap is not your cap. The second step shows you have a fucking warrior's heart. The third step tells you you're unfuckwithable. All right, you're done. You proved it. 3 steps. That's it. 3 more reps. That's it. Right? I can only do 5. Okay. So do the 5. And once you do the 5, do 1 more. Oh, I did 1 more. Do 1 more. I'm fucking badass. 1 last one. Do it with you shaking. Because even if you shake, you've proven to yourself you're unfuckwithable. No one can take that from you. Once you prove something to yourself about yourself, no one can take that from you anymore. No one can force you to see yourself differently without your consent anymore, because you will no longer be wondering if you are what you actually are. They can't take that from you anymore. So those 3 little steps that you thought would kill you, guess what? All it did was kill the part of you that refused to believe you are worthy of knowing this version of you, the version of you that's proven to yourself. You are one badass, strong motherfucker. They better watch out. You can handle yourself. They better watch out. They better watch out. You're not going to crumble. They better watch out. You're strong. You're not the same person. The person you were right before this moment, not a bad person. Not at all. Not weak. Not at all. But there was a lot of misunderstanding and rejection of self, and that's not enough anymore. This version of you, still badass, still strong, but now you understand yourself and you're on the way to accepting and embracing yourself. That makes you even stronger. And this is a process of working through your shadows. Your most powerful parts are hidden in the shadows, your shadows, not some other shadow. In order to see clearly, you have to be still. You have to be still. You're surrounded by so much love. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Right? I get these little reminders when I need it the most. I had on Shiva's last day with me. Her name was Shiva, my 16-year-old girl. Um, when she was a puppy, I used to paint her nails hot pink. She a bad bitch. She a bad. And so her last day, I painted her nails. Um, I didn't have any hot pink anymore, but I did have this color chain nail polish that I really love. And so I painted both our nails. We had matching manicures. And it was this thing of, I hate nail polish on my nails, but I'm going to leave the nail polish until it fades. And by the time all the nail polish is gone naturally from my nails, I will have given myself enough time to process that the most loving thing I could have ever done for her was finally let her rest. I'm working on it. Most of the polish is gone. I'm working on it. And because I'm struggling as I work on it, I looked at my chip nail polish the other day. It's a heart. It's a heart. It's one of the last nails. And she left me a little heart. Um, sometimes the pathway that liberates you from your own pain is the one thing you don't want to walk down, right? You have no choice. You have no choice. You have to walk down that path because you deserve to heal and not continue to punish yourself. You have to. And as if the heart wasn't enough, um, I got her from my brother. It's a funny story. One of my brother's friends for quite some time, he used to breed show dogs, specifically bully pits. It's a show breed, and one of his client friends, they're really close, um, was Nick Diaz. And at that time, Nick was like at the top of his game. And my brother, I mean, they're friends. So he asked his breeder friend, "Hey, let me get a puppy for Nick." And so he got the pick of the litter. He got the pick of the litter. She would have been several thousands of dollars if that breeder sold her. And this was supposed to be a gift for my brother's friend, Nick Diaz. And then Nick was like, "Bro, I'm traveling too much. I can't take care of a dog." And instead of giving him time to decide. My brother's like, "Oh, my sister's moving to a house. She just bought her own house. She needs a protector for her kids." So he gave me her. He gave me her. And I've had her ever since, right? Well, I think it was yesterday or the day before, while I was live streaming with you guys, my brother was texting me. And he let me know that Shiva's sister, that puppy was given to another person, one of his friends. And that friend had texted him the night before. They had just put Shiva's sister down. I guess it's kind of life's way of reassuring me that I didn't let go too soon. Because the way I love, even if it hurts, I will not let go. Out of fear that if I let go, it might be too soon and you might still need me. And so I'll hold on until I know for sure that you'll be perfectly fine in your decision to walk away. Sometimes we need a reminder that even if we don't understand, everything is so perfectly timed by soul through life. And no matter how you feel about the things that must go, and it's not always because they've hurt you or harmed you or betrayed you, but just because it's time. You have to trust that everything happens in perfect time, even if you don't understand. And I'm realizing the anxiety, the negative emotions, as I'm finding my way back to my point of centeredness. I only perceived it as negativity because of the hurt of loss, not because it was ever actually negative. The shifts and changes that have occurred as a natural byproduct of the events that took place are creating such an expansion within myself, within my perception, my awareness, and my capacity. And that alone is completely altering the trajectory of my life and journey, just as my soul has planned. No matter how you feel, there's always hope. Because guess what? Change is the only thing guaranteed in life. And whatever it is, whatever negative, whatever pain you're going through, it is guaranteed that given enough time, it will change. And you get to decide how it changes, for the better or for the worse. Whatever you choose, it is your choice. But change is always guaranteed. Give yourself the space and the time to have a cycle of self-preservation where you feel like you are protecting yourself, saving yourself, insulating yourself, whatever it is, however you want to frame it. Give yourself that time so that you can feel that you are doing what you need. But don't linger there too long. Allow yourself to rebound, to go back to your centeredness. Yes, you've dropped from your own grace, but you will rebound because you don't belong down there. You were designed to exist up here. And in your flexibility, you can go down, you can shoot higher. You will always go back to where you were designed to exist long term. And as you shoot up and sink down and go back, guess what? That is how soul continues to prove to you that you are alive. You are a living, sentient sovereign. That is the pulse of your life. You were never meant to be stagnant, but you were also never meant to exist long term away from your space of center. If you allow yourself to do this, you will stop repeating these patterns that have hurt you and caused you to see things in an irrational manner, caused you to see things in a very distorted way. You will have clarity, and in that clarity, you will become aware of the fortitude you've been gifted by soul. You will have been fortified from your own fear, properly prepared and outfitted to travel forward and receive everything soul is trying to get to you right now. You are about to be gifted with all types of opportunities, all types of connections. Oh, me? Michael goes, you too. Me too. And he goes, don't tell me but you don't want to connect. Well, I'm just, it's not going to be with crazy people, right? You got to admit, I've been through some shit with crazy people. People get weird with me. He goes, and how has that worked out? Well, it's caused me to be less fearless or less fearful of speaking my mind and enforcing boundaries. And he asked, has that hindered you? No. And he says, has that better prepared you for the next part? Yes. So why are you complaining? Just let me whine. Let me whine. Anyways, I'm just going to ignore you now. Guys, I completely have forgotten. The Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop is coming up. It's coming up fast. I think in the next week or 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I don't know what the date is today, but it's coming up quick. If you wanted to be part of this workshop, I believe there's only 2 seats left for the regular ticket and 3 seats. Don't quote me. I looked at it last night and I was like, oh, there's not a lot. I think 3 seats for the enhanced ticket option. So if this is something you want to be part of, you want me to teach you how to work your energy, to maintain your space, to protect yourself, maintain your chakras, things like that. This is the perfect workshop for you to go to. And I'll give you a very good idea um, if you would like to commit to the certification program or join my membership. Both are really good options. Also, I'm going live later this evening on TikTok to do expedites. And you guys are probably like, well, Emmy, when are you going to do expedites on YouTube? I'm not doing expedites on YouTube for quite a bit longer, just, to ensure that there's no disruption from um, clown bullshit because I'm good, you know? I'm good off that. I like to be able to work with no interruptions. So for the interim, I'm going to be going live on TikTok. This tea party starts at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. I have all sorts of different expedites available. Go check it out. And I know TikTok does not allow for the rewatching of live streams, but we can still do timestamps. We load all of the old live streams on a private server. So, la la. You can still rewatch it. All right, I'm gonna get going. I hope you guys get like clarity and courage from something that was shared today. And I hope that even little bit of clarity or little boost of courage is going to be the impetus for you to really start running down your path with no fear, no hesitation, arms wide open to receive all of the amazing things that your soul is wanting you to receive at this point. I want your success as much as I want to succeed myself. I want us as a community to be so stabilized within our personal lives that we have the luxury to focus on building more community, on furthering our purpose, and most especially assisting others in their self healing journey. We got this. We've always had this. And now is the time we're going to see and no longer doubt how capable each of us are as individuals and as a community. So I hope if you guys have TikTok, you're already following me over there. Be careful of fake accounts. The only account I have has 111 people that I follow. I do not follow back. I do not send messages. I don't do any of that. So look for the Emmy Evolving account that's following only 111 people. And that is the actual account. That's me. Okay. So I'll see you guys. If you don't have TikTok, just download it. It's free. Download it. It's free and follow me. Come on. Join me over there so we can, bring your spoons. We'll stir it up. Teach them how to behave over there. Okay. And I'm not talking about the community that's already being built. I'm talking about everyone else. They need to learn. Bring your spoons, wooden and metal, chopsticks too. You can use that to stir as well. I'll see you guys.